special Everything Agricultural. It's a beautiful show with DJ X-Ray and Yason. Banky in the building, 2020 Vision Radio, 102.1 FM, every Tuesday, 7 p.m. It's the girl, Kerry Lopez. Enjoy life from Maison Conditioner. Your love for Maison Conditioner. Don't forget, Everything Agricultural Show, DJ X-Ray, Yason, Banky, 2020 Vision Radio, 102.1 FM, every Tuesday, Kerry Lopez representing. Don't miss it.
Hey, this man Easy, inviting you to tune in to 2020 Vision Radio this Tuesday and every Tuesday night from 7 p.m. until 9 p.m. It's all about everything agriculture with the man Banky and Company alongside Yason Tafari. It's your weekly educational show on 2020 Vision Radio. Tune in. It's inspirational, educational, and you won't want to miss it. So 102.1 FM this Tuesday, every Tuesday night, 7 p.m. It's everything agriculture.
Yes, good evening and welcome to the Everything Agriculture Show. It's another Tuesday evening and you're listening to your host, Banky, and my co-host, Yason Tafari, all the way in California. Yason, good evening to you. How are you doing over there?
Global greetings. Everything area on this side had a beautiful sunny day today. A lot of rain yesterday, so I got a chance to do a little bit of weeding up and all that today. So it's, really a blessed day so far. Looking forward to the engagement and the discussion. It's nice to have Randy in the house, and I'm not sure who the other guest is.
Chevron, Virgil Chevron.
Oh, Chevron. Okay, well,
you know Chevron, right?
It's a pleasure.
Mr. Pharaoh, young Pharaoh.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
All right.
I can't name right, isn't it? Chevron. Well, come at me now, man. You got new look everything now, cut off your locks or something. What, you get married from me and invite me to your wedding or something?
No, man.
Huh?
First step for the new year.
Oh, okay, if you invite me to your wedding, I'm going to vex with you,
Seems like
all right.
you might have to adjust his mic.
Okay.
You need to bring the mic closer to him or something.
Okay, let me make sure you get your mic. Let me test your mic, Chevron. Go ahead.
Alright, test one.
Alright, sound good.
You good?
Yeah, nice.
Alright, cool.
Beautiful.
All right, yes, I was saying, man, it's a pleasure to have them in the house and look forward to the discussion. Randy, I know you're going to be feeling a big show tonight because definitely the folks at Navis are looking forward to, being informed and, get updated on what's happening on the Navis end, especially where the 25 by 2025 is concerned. And also, I would be looking forward to hear from you. I guess you're the person here right now, and unless advise differently in terms of the plans for Nevis in regards to the cannabis rollout, because we're hearing what's happening at Federation, and I am really looking forward to hear what's going to happen in that regard as we're looking at the holistic approach for agriculture. So I'm going to let you, have a lot to say. Banky?
Yes, I.
Also, I want to alert you that folks out there, who talk to me, they say that we need to try to give out the numbers during the program, maybe at the beginning and maybe in the middle and somewhere at the end, or closer to the end or something. But
every half an hour, so we try to do it then.
Yeah, some people don't necessarily get to see online, so they do just listen via radio. So
good.
We have to cater for them as well.
Yes,
so,
enough respect. Appreciate that. That's yes.
Right.
Yes. Let me say good evening to the Federation. What's going on here? Yeah. Okay. Good again. Good evening to the folks in the Federation of Sweet Laya Megan Oli. I have to speak the name in the name of the ancient ones. Call the islands. So that's the right thing to do. Yeah. Good evening to the folks in the neighboring islands: Sabre Station, St. Martin, the BVI, USVI also. The folks over to Antigua, Bermuda, and Bermuda, also over in Montserrat, which, I'm really close to Montserrat now, but still, miss listening to Montserrat radio station over there, and also Antigua, Point FM, Gaston Guy's old station over there, and the man keep doing the thing over there. So it'd be amazing, the politics really the same throughout wherever you're listening. Also, folks over in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, over in Dominica, I greatly appreciate you guys tuning in, and the folks in the diaspora, wherever you're at, especially in North America, all up Canada, folks over in Asia, in Europe. It's 5 hours ahead almost probably in England. I got an hour, so but it's late. But at the same time, we appreciate you guys tuning in and being a part of Everything Agriculture Show. Going on 4 years now, and you guys been dedicated and keep still listening and getting more viewers and listeners, and people just meeting me and say, well, I want to be a part of the show. So it just become like a normal thing. Having guests to come on the show, it just become like next to nothing. It's just like people just really see the interest of the show. So they just, reach out and say, well, they want to discuss certain things. So we really appreciate that. We're doing something well, and the community really appreciate the program because it's something different. So it shows, just if you have something to do, just do it, because you never know what the outcome, because who knows 4 years later would we still been here having this show. You just never know what the outcome would have been. So greatly appreciate. Couldn't have done it without the listeners and the guests that support the show, and we just have a show gratitude. So good evening to the folks over in Turkey, and especially the students over in Costa Rica. Definitely got to show the students in Costa Rica, and also those over in Taiwan. So big up Teresa Diaz and all the others who studied agriculture over there. We just want to encourage the young ones to get into the sciences subjects, because agriculture is everything scientific. It's just so much areas you can study, is not. And as you realize, in these times you have wars and all kind of stuff going on, and food security is a must. And one of the skill set all human being must have, at least learn how to grow their food, because it's a survival skill set we all need. At the same time, when all is said and done, what really is needed is food and knowing yourself as an individual. Those two things is very key. As an individual, knowing yourself so you could be true to yourself and not seeing yourself through the eyes or perspective of somebody else. If you have those two down pat, once you know yourself, you'll be eating how you're supposed to eat, because you stick with your cultural ways, and these are very keys to the survival of life. So we want to encourage those who have been practicing and doing the backyard gardening, or those who have the intention to start doing the gardening. If they don't have a clothes going on, just get in contact with the agriculture department. They have a staff full. I think agriculture is one of those areas that have some of the most trained people and technical staff when it comes to that area. And just reach out to them. You have extension officers throughout the whole of Nevis in each parishes. And if you can't find one in your area, definitely just go to the department and you'll know who that person is in the area. And their job is to come work with you, teach you from scratch, and show you from kindergarten straight to university. That's the job of the extension, and it's for free. So I always say over the years, stress them, harass them, because they not vex, because that's their work. You see what I mean? And that is what they want. They want to reach out to them so they can help you. Because nothing really named green thumb and green this and green that. It's just to have the basic understanding of the plant and what it needs and to have the plant grow in a safe and holistic way, at the same time protecting the environment. So this evening we have the Director of Agriculture, and also have the Chief of the Communication Department. Call name?
Chevron.
Chevron. Chevron. You see, me speak dialect, just me speak bad. Me say Chevron. Say Chevron. Right?
Yes, sir.
Your fiance, the name similar to you. What her name is?
Chevrolet.
Same thing I say. You can't have me feel funny like I call him.
You just say Chevron, one of we going to answer.
You can't give it to that. You can't give it to that. You can't get mixed up, you see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. That's a beautiful thing. So when the two of them walk in the car, both gonna look. So you can't go on. The one with less here, one. Yeah. That's it. But Randy, welcome, and you got me mixed up now, and I call you Chef on there, Chef.
Tell you, just say Chef.
Chef, because that's it. Yeah, that's a Chef for this evening. And Chef, welcome. We worked before over the past. Very nice gentleman, and always eager to come out in the field and get the information, and that is what you need in agriculture. Keep up the good works, you know what I'm saying, and keep doing what you're doing. You have a lot of skill set, and the department needs someone like you who is eager, and you're not shy away from the media itself. That's what you have a lot of people young people still shy from the media, but you're one of those, who just always ready to work, and I love that about you. So greatly, just have to give you respect that is due.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? And yes, it's needed, if you give your flowers while you're here, and when you're live and the world can hear it, because those things will motivate you to keep doing your work, and it's important, because you have a big task. The department is a big area, and in doing what you do, you have a lot of areas you can find yourself busy at the abattoir, by the you understand, just find yourself busy to do all kind of stuff and put out information. Because that is communication is one of the area that you're in. Is an area that really that you're doing, pushing, marketing the Department of Agriculture. So I love the job you've been doing. You know what I mean? So keep up the good work.
Yes,
so this evening we'll be talking about the Agriculture Expo coming up and anything else within involve agriculture at the department. So let me say good evening and big up Gary Griffin, as usual, the abattoir. I mean, he have chance from the abattoir so in such a big way. So just want to say anything you need from the abattoir when it comes to homegrown stuff and you know what I mean, locally produced meat, chicken. And now Mr. Griffin said for the Agriculture Expo, he'll be pushing the rabbit. So that's a new one going to be on the market. So come out, and also on the display what Babs will deal with and with
some of that also.
We call that when we do
Food
some demonstration.
Food demo, yes.
Yeah, the food demonstration. Gary will show you how he make his sausages. He will have he will push in the sausage, the beef, the pork, and the chicken. So he'll show you exactly how he get the sausage made. So you're doing a live demonstration. So definitely make sure you don't miss this year Agriculture Expo. It's gonna be bigger, better. Missing any word, Randy?
Great.
Alright. So epic. Let's say epic as usual. It's always big. That's one thing. I mean, every year. I still have to say weaker as I was involved in agriculture, try to make it bigger, better, greater, and it never gets stale. You know what I'm saying? And I already hear some a big contingents coming over. But I'll let Gary, Randy talk about these things. Randy, good evening. I mean, more or less, your chef is basically a co-host, because you all ain't a stranger to the Everything Agriculture show. So good evening to you guys.
Good evening, Banky, and good evening, Yasan.
Before you start, let me just bring in the folks. Yasan from the CBN network from Tatola. And we come right back. Mm-hmm.
This 2020 Vision Radio 102.1 FM program is being simulcast weekly on the Caribbean Broadcast Network, heard on CBN Superstation 90.9 FM, Go Loud Digicel app, covering the entire U.S. and British Virgin Islands, and CBN TV on Flow Channel 101 and on CCT TV Channel 291. We do appreciate our U.S. and British Virgin Island listeners and viewers joining us for these informative and entertaining programs on 2020 Vision Radio and 102.1 FM.
Hey, this is man Easy, inviting you to tune in to 2020 Vision Radio this Tuesday and every Tuesday night from 7 p.m. until 9 p.m. It's all about everything agriculture with the man Banky and Company alongside Yason Tafari. It's your weekly educational show on 2020 Vision Radio. Tune in. It's inspirational, educational, and you won't want to miss it. So 102.1 FM this Tuesday, every Tuesday night, 7 p.m. It's everything agriculture.
Yes, and welcome back. And if you're just tuning in, you're listening to the Everything Agriculture Show. I'm your host, Banky, and my co-host, Yason Tafari, all the way in California. And in studio, we have Chev, the communication officer in Agriculture Department, and the director himself, Mr. Randy Elliott. Good evening to you both, Randy.
Yes, again, good evening, Banky, and good evening, Yasan, the listening public. It's always a pleasure for us to be here on Everything Agriculture. I think that this show is one that allows us to spread the word in terms of what is it we're doing within the sector here on the island of Nevis, and we do appreciate the invitation that you would have extended to us this evening as we speak of Expo 2024, and further, once we have time, then we will speak some more about 25 by 2025.
All right, great. Chev, how are you doing?
I'm good, man.
You know, well, I'm seeing you. I mean, some look different about well as you hear, God. But good luck.
Yes,
good luck. Love the energy still, you know what I mean?
Still the same, man.
Of course, I know that. I know that. How you been?
I've been good. I just want to say thank you for having us on the show.
Of
Perfect
course.
platform
Appreciate
for
it.
everything agriculture,
Yeah,
as the
man.
name suggests.
Yes, definitely. So, Randy, I mean, for those who never been to the Agriculture Expo, formerly named the Agriculture Food Fair, I mean, I remember in high school as a young youth, I probably there was in 89 or the first farm? 89, 90. When was the first one? Agriculture. And as a young, in high school, I went, it was up by Prospect. There was no yellow building there. And then at the same time, you have to walk from the field, go on the mango trees, and then go down by the vet if you want to see the animals. And that is where my Uncle Mans will take me those times when tagging along with him and so forth. And to see, and in those times, I mean, I know my Uncle Mans was very popular, but when you go to that event with him, walking down with him is like, as a young person, you really want to keep moving, but then you have to stop.
Celebrity.
Then he said, you begin to handle yourself now, go do what you want to walk out, and then you'll fall back. And yeah, because like it's so much, you understand, and then you realize how much, you know what I mean, he gets along with the farmers and how much he involved when he's speaking to those involved in the department and so forth, and that is when the respect still went even higher at the time. So not knowing he was just molding me and exposing me to a lot of things as a young person, where he got kept me close to him. So reflecting over the years and realizing, I said, okay, then he was just molding me smartly in a sense within me as a youth, not really realizing. Even when I'm going out with him early in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, 4:30, going on the way out to see and realize, I mean, my mom, I would say, oh, look at with Manson. And the problem is, I mean, is my mom brother, so they trust me with him. The whole family trusts Mansa, trust me with Brian, you know what I mean, trust me with Brian and one of my uncles. So they know what he was doing, and he seemed to pan out. You only want one or two other person pick up the family skill set, and then he will continue. So he was a visionary, and hopefully sometime within the near future, the department themselves or the government might honor his work along with others who had passed on doing the same thing. You know, Billy, still his family, same way, and others within the community who have done the work and still is alive, Emontin and all the others, and definitely I don't promise though I'll have to get him the Zoom link so to do some interaction with him while he at home, so he can come out in the evening.
Okay.
But what I wanted to, before we get into the agriculture expo, for those who who listening and don't have an idea what the agriculture sector in Nevis is like, you could just give an overview. 'Cause I love to do the overview of some of the subsector. 'Cause you think agriculture in Nevis, probably think it's just, it's a plant crop. They don't know they have. They go by the vet and realize the vet is really a hospital, you know.
Mm-hmm.
The vet have equipment that the hospital and got to show.
Yep.
When I go in there, say, wait, I go operate in here. You understand? They have all the. It's amazing the equipment that the vet have. So I think, and these are why I talk to Chev. So explore these things and put these things. It's okay to see a building, but then to know what is inside and how it is set up. It's a different thing. Sometimes these things don't blow my mind. If I go down by Gary and go to the abattoir and go by the processing area, say, this the Nevis. You know, we have a lot, but it is not sit. If you go by agro processing the same way, it's so much that we have, but and then still the journal probably don't know a lot of stuff that we do and the service that we offer. So it's important. That's why I always nag you and call you and harass you. You all come on this show and let's start. Because I know we have an extra 5 weeks before Agriculture Expo,
5
right?
5 weeks.
And that's just only corner. This next week.
That's like tomorrow.
That's the whole point. So
Like tomorrow.
I wanted to get you guys to start talk about these things. So for those who just listening to this show for the first time, and remember to share the live, definitely, and encourage one to listen.
Share the number at this point as well to bank.
Yes, and also to be a part. I'm not sure if the cell phone working, but the landline is 469-7953. I think the technician had said the cell phone acting up a little bit. So, but just in case you're overseas and you want to call direct, then you have to call 1-869-469-7953. If you want, well, you can send to your WhatsApp messages to Facebook and stuff like that. If you're listening via Facebook, and we can always read the messages at any question you want to ask at the same time. If you want to send me a message on my WhatsApp, which is 662-7196, or Yasan himself, then we can also read out that message that way. But Randy, over to you.
Well, good evening again, Banky, and good evening, the general public. As you would have mentioned, the Ministry of Agriculture here in the island of Nevis is very vast, and there's quite a bit of things that we try to do as it relates to the services that we provide to our farmers and to the general public. And one of the things that, well, to start off, the livestock veterinary clinic that deals basically with plant health and plant production at the clinic, where we have the animal hospital, as you will call it, right there at the entrance of Prospect, where we do all the medications, etc., diagnosis, X-ray, etc., and so forth. And we also provide a service where our officers would go out on a weekly basis to visit various farms to look at different issues, animal health, production issues, etc. We also have a farm in Maddens where we provide our farmers with improved breeds as it relates to pigs and large ruminants. Shortly, we'll be doing the small ruminants shortly. We also provide the service of, as it relates to crops, extension services, where within this bracket we have two sectors, the extension service and the estates. And basically what we do, we provide technical support, not just to our farmers, but to persons who wishing to start up a backyard, etc. As you would have mentioned, you just reach out to the Department of Agriculture, because there's an officer assigned to each section of the island of Nevis. The island of Nevis is basically split in three as it relates to the extension districts. And we provide from field operations in terms of if you're doing open field or you wish to get into greenhouse technology, hydroponics, etc., then we'll be able to provide you with assistance and technical expertise as it relates to that. Within that section also, we also have the plant propagation unit, which is a supporting unit of extension, where a person is able to place the order for vegetable seeds, etc., fruit trees, training as it relates to budding and grafting, etc. So we provide those services. We also have the plant quarantine division, where they're the ones that are responsible for protecting our borders as it relates to invasive species entering the island. An invasive species, basically any form of organism that's not a native of Nevis or St. Nevis, and it actually gets here. Some examples of invasives that we have here already would be the red fire ant, the monkey, the Cuban tree frog, etc. But there are still others that we have on our radar, such as the giant African snail that we have on our radar. Extension also go through the listing as it relates to the importation of agricultural products, maybe vegetables to the supermarket, maybe plants, ornamentals for gardens or even projects, etc., landscaping and so forth. We also have the marketing division, known as the Livingston Prairie Agriculture Depot. And it's the outlet that we utilize to supply the general public with agricultural inputs as it relates to irrigation, fencing, pesticides, and those sort of things. And we also provide the service as it relates to marketing of the produce for farmers and persons within the backyard. Quite a bit of persons actually bring their products to the marketing division. So what basically the procedures is that once you have your produce, we recommend that once you're a farmer, you're doing farming, that you reach out to the Department of Agriculture or an extension officer within your area, so we could evaluate your cultural practices to ensure that they're in keeping as it relates to food security and food safety. And then, so once we have been able to say that, then you pass your food items through the marketing division. There's no hassle for you going after. The marketing division will in turn sell these produce. There's actually some benefits of you utilizing the division, because if, for instance, if you bring your produce and the division indicates you that they're going to be paying $1 to you, you're going to be paid $1. On top of that, at the end of the year, depends on the volume that you pass through the division, you will still be paid at 2% of the overall value that you pass through the division. So this have nothing to do with your dollar and your pound still. So it's basically, it's somewhat of a 2% savings for you that you receive at the end of the year. There are some farmers who and backyard individuals and even households who actually collect their payments. There are some that turn the payments back into inputs, etc. But it's your choice as you wish. We also have the small farm equipment pool, and those are the guys that goes out there and deals with the land prep, the tractor, and so forth. We also assist farmers as it relates to backhoe services for persons who for land clearing, etc., for agricultural purposes only. So we actually provide that service also. We have the clerical division, which is the supporting division. They're the ones that actually, when you need any service, etc., you go there and you do your payments there. The land lease renewal and all those sort of things, those are done within that office. You have the agro-processing division. Again, it is something for some it may be new, but it's just basically the concept of utilizing the products that we have and actually turn it into a farm that can be stored much longer. So it's basically like in Nevis we have a bumper crop of mango every year, and then sometimes you lose maybe about 60% of the mangoes because we are not able to consume all, we're not able to ship all out. But with the agro-processing unit, we're able now to turn that mango into candies, turn it into snacks, we're able to turn it into pulp, etc. So even long after the mango season would have gone, we're able to have mango products still on the shelves here in the island of Nevis and in St. Kitts. We have the abattoir division, and some persons were like, what's abattoir? I remember we had a tour with some individuals from Louisiana something late last year. Like,
Southern University.
And like, what's abattoir? And when you look at it's the same as a slaughterhouse.
Yes.
Right? So the British will say abattoir, yes. The Americans will say slaughterhouse. But for us here in the island of Nevis, it is just not a slaughterhouse, it's just not an abattoir. It's also a meat processing facility. So the whole thing is that while you bring your animals are inspected by a health inspector. The animals are marked in terms of who bring the animals. You make your request whether or not you're selling your animal to the abattoir or you wish to have your animals, and you make a choice whether you want them cut, you want them diced, etc., and then the abattoir will do those processes for you. The other section of the abattoir is the meat processing. There's where now we turn a lot of the stuff now into byproducts in terms of the burgers, the ground beef, the sausage, the smoked hams, etc. So we do quite a bit here in Nevis as it relates to agriculture. And as you rightfully said, a number of persons do not necessarily know all that we do. Sometimes in the month of March, in the month of May, yes. We have an open week, where persons from the general public are able to come in and actually see exactly what is it we do on a day-to-day basis. So we're asking the public to don't be afraid to stop by at any one of our areas. We have estates in Potworks, Casebear, Maddens, Indian Castle, Prospect, and the offices are at Prospect also, the abattoir is at Prospect. Don't be afraid to stop in and just to ask questions for you yourself to be more informed.
Okay, that's a lot. I mean, so you see the reason why I always encourage the parents to encourage their children to study agriculture and at the same time study all the sciences subject, because we realize going through all these different departments and sectors, you realize abattoir, it's all about science, especially when it comes to processing of meat. And you just can't, you're going to just go and just cut up a meat and just when it's just how it is back in the days. When you go to the market, if you know what the market was when I growing up in the early 90s, and stuff like that. When you go behind, you have Benson and you have Diana and then guys, and you just and Brian, you have a piece of board and you're chopping up everything. I want 10 pound of mutton. But I know you can't get the mutton, you have to buy some pork. Or you have to buy some beef. You can't get 10 pounds. So if you want 10 pounds of pork, well, you have to figure it out. But you have to buy some mutton where you want, because that's how it was. Okay? And then you have 10 men behind you want the same mutton. Well, you can get 2 pounds, because everybody have to get. Because this is how it was back then. It's not like one man can buy off everything. Nah, because people have the customers. So it was more like a gathering time, socializing, so you really got to take care of the customers instead of selling the kind of sell one man. Like when we leave to sell fish, I mean, I'm 8, 9, 10, and you got 100 people around you. I want, people want, everybody is shouting, So I have to learn how to control the crowd and. No, I want all them there. I said, well, no, you can't get all because
people just want.
Yes, you learn as a young person how to control the crowd with adult. So I'm going to give you attitude. Oh, man. But you're going to do as a young, you feel kind of bad by it, but you have to learn how to do these things. So, you be kind of Navy people not cutting the same, whether you're 12 or you're 100 or you're 9, but you do the same way because they must spend the money. So I'm talking for them. Oh, I'm not come back here now. But you can't give all if you want 2 doctor fish, you want 5 snapper. And next one, you want some other fish the same way. So you just have to know how to when you're selling. Then when you scale the move, you take off one. No. Put back on the big one, like a scale drop light. I mean, one drop light. So the culture of selling and using these scales and bringing over, they want the scale to drop heavy, so they get extra on you. So the scale supposed to go down easy and just that's the weight. No, they don't want that. So you got to learn the tricks when you're selling and know. But now we have digital stuff nowadays, but them old time scale you have to cross the ounce and put on the weight and them elders had the game, so as a youth you have to learn fast. Cause no one the scale go down to light, man, the belly go down. Take up the one, put on one day. See scale go down one thing, so no man, this is the extra pound on. So you gotta be smart. Yes. But that's a lot, so it's really important to get your young ones in the house to study everything, your sciences subjects, because being a veterinarian, you need to know your science. In being an agronomist, studying extension, you understand soil science, crop science, technology. So it's just all scientific over in agro-processing. You're dealing with value-added products, so you have to understand the mixtures of different, combination, what works here and what don't work there, and to preserve stuff for a long period of time. So it shows it's really scientific and not how you think, it's for those who are in the lower stream and I mean,
agriculture is a science.
That's it. You still need to do the marketing part of it, and that's where Chevron come in with the skill set. So just like anybody else, the bank have a marketing person, agriculture the marketing person same way. You see, so it need all these different skill sets. So the mind definitely have to change. Yes.
As you speak of marketing, right?
Yes.
There is a question on the Facebook board here directed to Mr. Elliott.
Yes.
It says, Mr. Elliott, where is it now? It seems as if I
yes, I see it there.
Mr. Elliott, is there marketing arrangements in place for exporting all these products? I like the idea of the derivatives of the mango. I see all these food pulps on supermarket shelves in the US. Our products should be there too.
To answer that question, it's a very good question. But for me as an individual, I believe in ensuring that we're able to feed our people first before we start to look outside. I know that there's quite a bit of the products would have left the Federation. From time to time, you have individuals that are sending out these products. Some would have reached to Montserrat, some would have reached to like islands like Anguilla, Statia, etc., etc. But for us, from where I sit at this point in time, is to ensuring that our people here on the island of Nevis and in St. Kitts actually have access to safe and nutritious food first. So that is basically our thrust at this point in time, ensuring that we're able to reduce our food import bill, and that question would have tied into the 25 by 2025, where the whole scope is to reduce your food import bill by 25%. And for us, if we say we're going to ship everything out, then we go back to having to import everything else. So at this point in time is to ensure that we're able to feed our people.
Nice. Continue on the what you were talking about, depending on any area you want to talk about when you come to start off with it. You ready to go to the expo?
Expo, yes. And I'll pass over to Mr. Walwyn.
Okay.
All right, so the Agri Expo is the premier agricultural event.
Giving culture a big licks too.
And Nevis.
Big it up, no fear the big.
That's Randy motto, right?
I'm always proud to say that to them.
I mean, that's a big 2 days. That's a big event. You know, a lot of like, remember, people come from all over just for agriculture.
Yes.
Just like, yeah, of course.
Yeah, I would go as far as to say the premier agricultural event in the Leeward Islands.
Yes.
Really. Yeah, we have a lot of interest from the neighboring islands, Statia,
Definitely.
Montserrat.
Yes.
So this year the theme is promoting sustainable agriculture for a resilient future, and that ties in with our push for food security on the island. The dates: Thursday 21st and Friday 22nd March 2024. $5 gets you in, and children in school uniform get in free. And I think it's a perfect learning environment for school children. I would encourage all schools to take some time and come to the Agri Expo. There will be a lot of games, a lot of fun things, not just animals and plants on display, but interactive.
Yeah. But why this event so cheap and sports so expensive? I went sports today, get wet dog again. I do want to go home.
You see,
sports expensive for real. Sports is $10, $20.
We want to ensure that for us, it's not something to say that we want to make a big profit out of it. So we have to keep our figures within the range where we know everybody have an opportunity to
it's like
enter.
A donation. It's basically a donation.
Yeah.
That's where Expo come in. It's an exhibition of what we have, what careers you can get into,
of course.
all these aspects. So some of the things we'll be featuring, we'll have, of course, the farmers market, and the Department of Agriculture would have affordable prices around this time. That's where you come and get all the local produce. Of course, other farmers will have produce as well. We'll have the food court, so stop by for lunch on one or both of those days. There'll be a wide variety of vendors. You have the Rastafari, you have the chicken eaters, the meat lovers.
Man, I watch me in a smile, bye.
Yeah,
man, I watch me in a smile.
I mean, shout out the meat lovers.
Bye, chef, bashing me up tonight. Yesterday, man, watching me with face and smile, and we talking chicken eaters or something.
Well, your son.
It's all good.
Well, your son.
Eh?
Hey.
I see you learning from my dad. Yeah, he got jokes.
Hey, your son is the host I see preparing chicken, so
we start off this man now.
So Pablo's why Siobhan look at him.
Yeah, we inclusive.
Yesterday dead now, you see? Yeah, wait, it's all right. It's my turn today to get my shop in school. I take it in, no problem. I'm going to take it. Yeah, man.
So, other than the food court now, we have agro-processed goods. So you have the products that Randy mentioned from the agro-processing unit, as well as other local agro-processors, one of which is our patron, Mrs. Valerie Ermine Jackson.
Yeah, man. Big up Val, big up yourself, definitely. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Beautiful lady right there, you know what I'm saying? Big up.
And I must say, Val has been with this event from day one.
Yes.
From day one, Val has been with this event. She didn't start off the event as an agro-processor, but she has been with the event from day one.
Of course, because she's into her flowers and all the different stuff. And it's one thing, whatever little events keep in, and you ask if she want to be a part of it.
Yes.
I mean, Mrs. Sampson is always willing, you know what I mean, to come out and relax and just take part. So
And always got a smile, eh?
Always,
Always have the smile.
always so.
Yeah.
Val, good evening to you.
I did a feature with her, a video coming out next week, the
Beautiful.
Patreon highlight video, and I learned a lot about Val.
You must
Val
get it to
did-
me so I can use it here to and show it.
Yeah,
That'll
most
be
definitely.
cool.
I'll send it to you.
Yes, nice.
Val went to open day. She sell patties, she sell
Yes.
flowers, drinks,
Yes,
come right up, and now she has a full stock
Definitely.
of thing. And
Yes.
she assured me that her booth will be live and lively.
Yeah, man, always.
Regardless of patron status.
Always,
her
of
booth
course,
will be
of
live
course.
and lively.
Yes, that not be nothing extra for her. That's just, her natural gift and love for what she does.
Yes, and what was very important to note is that she grows most of her fruits.
Of course.
Yeah, in her backyard.
Yeah, man, ours in her
That's
yard,
very-
ours in her
very
yard. Yeah,
impressive.
man, beautiful,
Very
beautiful,
impressive.
beautiful yard. No space, dense, high density.
Mhm.
Yes.
All right. Also featured, you have ornamental plants. You have art and craft for the children. You have the kids zone, and you will have the petting zoo. A lot of children always and adults
That'll be the
always
vet,
look
that's
forward
the
to
vet section, the vet
Yes,
section.
yes.
the petting zoo,
Yes, yeah, big up the,
and it gets bigger every year.
Yeah, definitely.
We have other attractions. We have the domino competition. To register for the domino competition, it's $75 per team, and you contact Alger Newton at 669-8947. We'll have the preliminary rounds the week before, the Saturday before,
Okay.
and then the quarterfinals, semifinals, and the finals at the event itself, the Thursday and the Friday.
I want to say a big shout out to the sponsors of the event, Finish Touch and Brands Architecture.
Nice.
All right. In other attractions, we have our customary livestock raffle. This year we have a pig and cattle up for raffle. The pig is $5. The cattle is $10. So you can try your luck and see if you can kickstart your livestock farming career.
This pig is one of the pig that big like this and cattle.
The
Yeah.
large white.
Yes. Yes.
So you're getting two cattle.
You get to
One,
cattle.
one just name a pig.
Yeah. You get to cattle.
All right. So hope those who understand what they're getting a pig, how big it gonna come.
And it's actually large. And the animal, the pig this year is actually larger than what we normally raffle. Eh?
Oh, actually,
It's actually a bit larger.
it done big already.
Yeah.
Say it goes straight to the abattoir then. Because I hope one who win by this ticket and understand the size of pig they're gonna come and be.
Yes.
They ain't gonna fear the same pig.
Yes,
And this pig come massive, you know. Beautiful. Continue, chef.
In terms of entertainment, we'll have DJs, Rec Life Movement, DJ Woodis, New Level Sound, DJ Zimba. We'll have cultural acts courtesy of NCDF. We have the Masquerade, Steel Pan, Clowns, and African Drumming. And we'll have the band as well. New Vibes Band out of Sugar City St. Kitts. And I just want to put everybody on notice that registration for the booths closes on March 8th. The fees for food vendors, it's $300, ornamentals $175, cosmetics $175, and craft is $150. And you call 469-5521 extension 6511 to register.
Nice. You want to give out those numbers again? Make sure anybody miss it.
469-5521 extension 6511.
Nice. All right. Yes, son. Anything on your end? Any questions so far?
Quite interesting. Glad to hear that they, getting the folks all excited for the agri-food fair. It's usually a very huge activity.
Yes.
And it really gives a lot of the farmers. It's actually, more or less as Randy would have highlighted when people, when you made the comment about the price, it's really about, giving the farmers and those who are involved in the agro industry an opportunity to really showcase, and also give the youth, the future generation, an opportunity to see and, tickle their minds a bit and inspire them to see that they can really profit and benefit and get, into some of the careers that are available in the agro industry. So it's really good to hear all that is planned for 2024. Looking forward to hearing more and seeing more Chev, keep up the good works, and we will be looking, forward for a lot more from you. As Banky is suggesting some of these other areas, you just might have to get a bit more active and create a lot more videos and other, shots and clips and whatever. Use social media, TikTok,
Yeah,
make
that's true.
agriculture sexy, put it
Yes,
on
sir.
all the
Yes,
different
yes, yes.
platforms,
Yeah, man.
get it out there, do whatever it takes, because as a young individual yourself, it will, help in a big way to get a lot more youths to gravitate to you. And also, I was in a discussion yesterday, and that was one of the things that was highlighted as a part of that, in terms of using social media and the technology to, give agriculture that sort of lift that is necessary.
That
So
is true.
it's great that you're involved, and I look forward for you to push that a bit more.
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you.
Nice.
Definitely.
And just to note that this is the 20th edition of the Agricultural Expo. So we're now 28 years now. Actually, it would have been 30, but because we had the two breaks during COVID,
Yes.
so hence why we just at 28. We have some new features this year. I know sometimes go to the public, persons I will say, oh, open there again, yeah. But no, every year,
Of course.
every year there's an addition. Every year there's something that you wouldn't have seen the year before. One addition this year again to the expo is the sensitization of the patrons as it relates to now the cannabis industry. So persons not now will be able to come and actually see and interact with that particular booth in terms of more knowledge as it relates to the cannabis industry, and this again would be a first that we would have been having. So every year we try to bring something new. It's an event where we put information out there. It's an opportunity for persons to learn, not just school children, but also adults. It's an opportunity. So, Yasan, I am hoping that when we move forward in terms of celebrating our 30th anniversary, which is the next 2 years, I'm hoping that you already started your preparations in terms of to be a part of the 30th anniversary.
Yes, Randy mentioned that there will be some sensitizing about the cannabis, and that will be Shabazz Organics. Myself will be the you can come and we have different booths selling the fruit trees,
Yeah.
citrus trees,
Ornamentals,
ornamentals.
etc.
But Shabazz Organics will be having cannabis. I mean, you can have your trees in your yard or whatever it is, 5 trees, however they say. So if you want a chance to get one tree and learn to understand the tree, grow the tree, you'll be able to have that opportunity. At the same time, learn about the pest and disease and the use of the herb you want, some tea to drink. Tea will be available also, different soaps and different byproducts that is, value product that is used and made from the plant itself. So definitely, come out and support the Agriculture Expo, because you'll see different variation of trees, different size, in different stages, male, female, hermaphrodite, to show that how the tree, but because it's different growing the tree than just growing a tomato crop. You need special care and attention and stuff like that. So definitely, looking forward for the Agriculture Open Day as usual at the expo. Randy?
Yeah, so again, we just want to highlight some of our sponsors that are already online with us. You have Lefco Equipment, you have Brands Architecture, the Finish Touch, and the official bank of the Agricultural Expo this year is the St. Kitts Nevis National Bank. This year again, we'll for those persons who do not wish to work with cash, we'll also have some cashless machines on the grounds also.
Okay.
So we are evolving with the
Nice.
technology. We are trying to bring the technology to our farmers, to the persons that are within the agricultural sector. As well indicated that it's on the 21st, we have our opening ceremony. That should be just about 45 minutes to our maximum from 9:30. And then from there, we go straight into the days of events. We have a number of food demos on the day. We'll have some technical booths. I know last year we'd have some booths with the technical booth in terms of budding and grafting, setting up simple drip irrigation.
Animal fracture.
The vet would have done one in terms of if you have an animal and you get a fracture, how do you look at that?
Okay.
So these are things, these are simple tips that we're doing again this year for the general public to know, okay, these are simple things that they could do at home, so you don't necessarily have to call the vet or call the officer, but these are simple things that you could do at home to help yourself.
Beautiful. I want but how much people started register already?
Yes, people started. People started to register before registration opened.
Beautiful. That's good.
We have been getting calls from October last year.
Oh wow! And
yes.
Anybody coming from St. Kitts to take part?
Yes, we have a few persons that from our sister of St. Kitts that will be taking part. We also have an interest coming out of a neighboring island who wish to take part also in the event.
Oh wow, beautiful.
So the event is growing. The message of what we are trying to do here on the island of Nevis is getting out there, and quite a bit of persons are interested in seeing exactly what is it we are doing on the island of Nevis.
But the way how this guy still have to move to the Mundo track. Eh? Well, that's what you see, because last year this was so dense and compact. I mean, in the next 5 years also, I guess we'll just have to go to a bigger area. That's just reality about it.
I remember when we celebrated 24, we were at the Villa Grounds,
yes.
And the question was, when we hit our 25, what's there to be done? What more can we do? Because honestly, we would have maxed the Villa Ground out, and to return for the 25th, there was not much more we could do. But when we look at the park, we're like, how are we going to fit that park? And what we realized last year is that the ETW park is actually getting small.
Definitely.
It's actually getting small for this event.
Yes.
It's actually getting too small for this event.
Well, I mean, the Mundo track will be the ideal stuff.
Yes.
The event it's there to be used. I mean, it's just to protect. I don't know how the track itself how that would work. I mean, but whatever need to be done, it'll work out, because the event is definitely going, and it's a flagship event, and people really look forward for those 2 days, especially those coming up from St. Kitts. It's a good learn at the same time. You learn a lot about agriculture, and one of the frenzy is that, I mean, does propagation ready for the sales of food, cheese, and all?
Yeah, propagation is ready. Propagation is ready. It's just we're gonna start doing our seedling shortly.
Okay.
But propagation is ready as it relates to the fruit trees, citrus, avocados, mangoes, and red nut, guavas, etc. So propagation is basically ready. The produce from the estates, they are ready also. There's some are already ready in terms of the onions, the squash, the honeydews, the cantaloupes, the pumpkins, etc. Those are ready also.
Nice.
So those are coming along.
Okay, so I know you say the event start at what?
Well, the official ceremony starts at 9:30 on the Thursday, but the gates open from about 6:30, 6:37.
That's what I wanted to know, because
the gates open.
Yes,
because I'll be honest with you, I remember last year we have persons coming up from St. Kitts on the very first boat.
Yes.
Just to shop to return.
Of course, that's what I wanted to make
sure. So the gates are open early. This year, well, I know last year we had some issues, but I just want the general public to know that there'll be 3 gates in terms of entrance this year. There'll be the main gate down at right next to Best Buy on the main road. There'll be the small gate on the high school road adjacent to the Villa Grounds. The Villa Grounds is available for parking. And there's also be the entry gate at the top of the park itself, up right next to the cultural village. We're asking the public that the major gate, the big gate that is right at the foot of Park Range. That will be for exit only. But we're asking the public again, because sometimes at the gate, everybody want to drive, come in to collect one or two plants.
Yes.
So we're asking the general public, what we're trying to do is to have a transport system within that we're able to take the products of the patrons out of the grounds for them, because we cannot have too much of vehicle traffic on the grounds.
Definitely. And one time we had golf carts.
Yes, so we did the same again this year. Yes.
Beautiful. That's nice. And usually we tend to get people from Statia. Anyone coming from Statia this year?
We have, so far we have about 3 different groups confirmed in terms of coming from Statia this year.
Okay.
So we're looking somewhere close to 100 persons thus far.
So the Statia crowd just keep getting bigger and bigger.
Just getting bigger and bigger.
So
and also with the Statia crowd, we have some persons coming over from Sabre that we join them. Some will join the Statia group from St. Martin also.
So they're coming just for one day at some goes for 2 days?
Some are coming just for the first day, and some will be here for the entire weekend.
Okay.
So the sector of agriculture, we're actually promoting tourism also.
So let me say this, is one thing we could say, then Statia people come to spend money,
Yes.
So we big up Statia and big up Sabre one day. These people come to spend money. So this is Statia people come in, they don't come to look news, they come to spend.
Yes.
So when they come by your booth, be ready.
Yes.
Carry them spend, and that is one thing. They come knowingly they come to buy these things, and they now come to waste the time. And they just come to spend, sit down, walk around, and enjoy the event.
Yes.
So I just want to encourage those vendors who prepare themselves for the Statia crowd, because definitely once they come to your booth, you'll be smiling.
Yes.
And there's also, don't be afraid to give them discount at the same time, because they're coming from far, coming to support, you know what I mean, and they really don't have to. So it shows that they appreciate what we've been doing and partnering with them. So at the same time, definitely deal with them good and, you know what I mean, give them some discounted prices at the same time. So that's what I wanted to say. Yes, son?
Yeah, it sounds real exciting. Love the fact that we are getting that level of exposure and giving our farmers and producers that opportunity to showcase not only the quality produce, but also the value-added products that are developed as a result. And that is a key component also that we really need to zoom in on, as I think it is one of the most competitive areas that, we could, especially from the region, develop our value-added products, which would also help to develop more agripreneurs and have more, independent people or young people who can get into their own businesses and develop new and creative products to meet a global market as well.
Nice. Let me say good evening to the folks on Facebook. Yvonne Jeffers, Owen Otto Heiliger. You have Rutlin Hill. You have Joy King. Good evening, sis. You have Tilliman, Beth Brooks, Mr. Eustace Hendrickson, and okay. Miss anybody here? Well, Aishan, big up yourself. Sister Aishan.
And Paris. Rhonda Brown.
Good. Also, good evening to those who on Twitch TV, YouTube, and 102.1 FM. Also, on those who on 2020visionradio.com. Greatly appreciate you guys tuning in.
And give them the number to call again so that.
Yeah, I'm not sure if the cell phone working. They had some issue with the cell phone, but the landline is 469-7953. Well, don't think I should even give out the cell phone. Okay, it make no sense. But if you have any comments, any question for Randy, for Chev, Mr. Walwyn, just you can text it on the Facebook, and we'll read it out and give them the question. I can. Give it to me at 662-7196 and WhatsApp. Randy, anything else you want to expound on?
Well, as it relates to the event also,
yes. They ask which fruit you are focusing on. Usually there's a fruit or vegetables for the opening, Squash.
Yes.
Okay.
As it relates to the entertainment this year, and knowing that we are celebrating here in Nevis Culturama 50 also. Some of our entertainment will be geared towards promotion of Culturama 50. The St. Kitts Nevis National Bank is well on board as it relates to that. We also have a surprise for those persons who used to do the long jump a couple of years ago. So we're asking
The long jump?
the long jump a couple of years ago. So we're asking persons to listen out. Again, we're just working out to ensure you have some confirmation and so forth. And so we're asking persons to listen out and just come out and support on the both days.
Yes.
We always promote the event as a learning experience. And we're asking the general public to just come out and support as they have been doing in the past.
So how is the extension? Is the extension ready? Because one might think is extension. I love to go with extension and see what they're doing. And so how is extension? How do young people? What they up to? How they doing? What anything? They bring out of the box or they have any tricks?
Well, basically, what extension has been focusing on for this year. I don't really want to speak too much about what I've been focusing on. Is basically utilizing what you have.
Because last year had a nice. I like the display they did last year.
Utilizing what you have to produce food, and that's
Makes
basically
sense, of course.
the concept with very limited resources.
Recycle.
Yes.
Yeah, I love that. Chev, anything you want to talk about? You leave out?
I forgot to mention the technical demo, but Randy mentioned it. But just to zoom in on it, the technical demos will be run throughout the day, interchangeably with the food demos.
Yes.
So, at any point during the expo, there's something to learn.
Of course.
Yes.
So
Definitely.
you can take a 10-15 minutes, purchase something. Another demo will be starting. You run down by the booth.
Of course. Yeah.
You just tune in keenly to the big speaker and you'll hear. In terms of food demos, we have a number of local restaurants. Technical demos, the different divisions, they bring something. Last year, a heartwarming moment, I saw a lady whip out her notepad, start to write, and the topic was homemade pest prevention, like simple techniques with stuff you have in your cabinet.
Yes.
To prevent pests, and that was a touching moment for me.
Yes.
I look forward to more this year.
Yes, you see, what I've realized, a lot of people have the interest in agriculture, and one of the things they want to have the interest in controlling of pests, and they want to control pests in a safe way. And a lot of people love the homemade remedies, especially in the backyard gardening and stuff like that. So that is always a big thing. You can't get stale telling people how to control pests, and you come to a more holistic way. So that's a beautiful thing right there. So that can also be repeated.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes, that can always be repeated. It can't get stale.
Can't get still.
That's one thing. Once you do into recycle, when you're planting in pots, you're planting in pallets, you might look or think you've seen it or doing it over and over, but you have to keep repeating the stuff.
Yeah, you call that evergreen content. Always fresh.
Yes.
Always
That's the
fresh,
whole
yes.
point. Yes. Yes, son?
Well, I'm just here thinking and listening and thinking that Chev is going to have a lot on his shoulders because
Can handle it, man. He can handle it, you know what I mean? He got big shoes.
The thing is, this is one of the issues that's out there in terms of lack of information, in terms of the industry and what's going on. And I'm sure even the folks who are listening right now are really amazed at some of the things that's, taking place. So, Chev, you would have huge responsibility, not necessarily only for promoting this, agri-fair, but in general, in keeping folks abreast with what's happening, especially as the department move forward for 2025 and beyond, as we want to be able to make agriculture. For me, I am on that mission as well personally. So I guess when I speak and I say we, even though I'm not a part of the Nevis Island Administration or a part of the Agriculture Ministry of Agriculture, I still include myself as a division and include seeing us getting back to that point where agriculture could contribute, if not as much as tourism, maybe even more than tourism. And I know that we can do it in terms of bringing in revenue into the country. And so in thinking in that light, I know that there's going to be a lot of work in terms of developing value-added products and marketing them, getting strategies to market them, and the promotion, the PRO part of it which is what you deal with, is going to be very, very critical. So that is why I am saying that I know a lot is going to be on your shoulders, and we're going to be looking forward for a lot more of that.
Yeah, I agree with you, and I'm ready for it. It's an interesting challenge. It's worthwhile, and it's important to not promote agriculture as an event per se and promote it as a lifestyle.
I love that.
Yeah, so
I love that.
One step at a time, we're gonna get the message out, definitely.
I think the print need to go to the back of the shot with as a lifestyle. I think that with the expo.
That could be an extra.
Of course, yeah. I love that. You understand?
A shirt for the that could probably something for the Agri Expo. You can print a shirt and put out a shirt or something like that and sell it for.
Last year we had some T-shirts on sale. I support local farmers. We still have quite a limited number available, but as I said, maybe the next campaign, next T-shirt campaign could be the lifestyle.
Well, by the time with this expo is going to finish anyway, so I mean you can also put, if there's a cast written, you can put out a cast if anyone want, because it's a very nice shirt. You see what I mean? So I guess. And how much for those T-shirts?
The I support local farmer T-shirts is just $40.
It's a giveaway, folks. We can get a T-shirt for $40, and it's a high quality T-shirt. I myself had one, and it's still good. So definitely, of course, and trust me, I mean, wear it. If you want to have something good, give me to test it. Me like the pong things, Yeah, pong there, make sure good quality. So big up Kadu had it, right?
Yes.
So definitely big up Kadu one.
High quality Island prints.
Yes, high quality products. So definitely, I encourage those. If they want one of those T-shirts, go and get it. I might have to get one of those too, definitely, Randy. So we have I want a large.
Okay.
Yes, the quality is very, very nice. You know what I'm saying? So definitely, I would encourage those if they want one, get in contact. So Randy, I mean, you're like half an hour, so let me talk some food security. We got 2025 agenda. What's the plan the department have going forward? I know Think it's having some conversation, but I'm not sure if it's fully started rolling out as yet. The federation, you're partnering when it comes to 2025 agenda and stuff like that, and definitely it's a lot of talk in the media and people looking forward, I mean, because the general public want to achieve the 2025 agenda.
Hold on, Banky. Hold on, Banky.
Yes.
I think you are presuming in some cases here. You're saying that they're partnering. We don't know, and that's what we are trying to figure out as well, because sometimes
they say it.
From one side. So we have to hear from the Navy side to see if they are involved in some of what is happening, and if they're on their own agenda, and if they are, then what is their agenda? So we can't be presumptuous. We just have to get it like it is. So sorry, Randy, for putting you on the spot, but
no, that's cool.
It's just what it is.
Yes. All right. When you ready, Randy?
The 25 by 2025. It's not a Nevis agenda, it's not a Sinkits agenda, it's a CARICOM agenda, which Sinkits and Nevis forms members of CARICOM. And Sinkits and Nevis has agreed in terms of ensuring that the agenda 2025 is achieved. For those who live in Nevis, we would understand that while the target has been set for Sinkits and Nevis, the cultures of and within both islands may varies, and in some cases that Nevis will have to do certain things that may not be practical in Sinkits, and Sinkits will have to do some things that may not be practical in Nevis. With that said, but at the end of it, we know that we have one common goal, and that is basically to reduce the food importation bill by 2025. We hear from, Sinkits would have done quite a bit of rolled out of some of the stuff before. Nevis has not as yet, but we have been doing some of our homeworks over the past few months to ensure that once we roll out, that all our T's are dotted and our I's are crossed. We have some challenges that we have to first iron out. One such challenge that you were facing, and it's just not here in Nevis. You had it in St. Kitts, you had it in other territories, is the availability of agricultural inputs. You cannot have an agenda in terms of ensuring food security, and you cannot have the inputs on a sustainable or a frequent basis in terms of when you need them. As a result, you'll have gaps within your program. So we would have, for the last 9 months, we have been doing our test runs and trials as it relates to looking at varieties, plant varieties and cultivars that could sustain here in the island of Nevis. We have also been looking at in terms of our persons who we purchase from, in terms of ensuring that they're able to provide us with the inputs on a constant basis. May it be the different seeds, pesticides, the correct pesticides, the volumes in which we wish to acquire. So we have been doing that for the past 9 months, and we realize that we're at a point now as it relates to the level of sustainability as it relates to the inputs. We have reached that point now. The other step that we are looking at now is our lands. Quite a bit of lands is basically committed to agriculture, but not a mere fraction of the lands are actually in production. So that's our next step in terms of meeting with those persons who we have our leases with, to find out exactly what is it or what are the issues that are hindering them from having the lands productive. Maybe it's a case of you have given up on farming, maybe a case of finance, maybe a case of you got a job somewhere, etc. But these are conversations now that we're going to have with our persons who lease our lands to find out exactly what is it have been hindering them. We have already identified the crops that we be looking at, and again, this is St. Kitts Nevis. You might have some variation, because one of our crops that came out very high in Nevis, when we look at our data, we look at our capabilities as opposed to St. Kitts, is lettuce. Currently, Nevis is about 95% self-sufficient in lettuce production. So it's just a 5% gap we have to seal off in Nevis, and we are guaranteed by some of our producers that we'll be able to seal that gap by summer this year. And again, all of this again is to ensure that when we roll out our program, that our farmers are ready. We also have looked at tomatoes. There are some varieties that we're currently looking at to ensure that these varieties are able to produce year-round. So we have been looking at some of these varieties, looking at the results. We should be doing some work also with Cardi as it relates to some of those varieties also, just to see how they perform in various time of the year. Because if we were to look at some of our data, we realize that sometimes in a year there are gaps in the production, and that is because of one, drought, heat, two, heat, etc. So some of these crops do not produce during the time of the year. We also have looked at watermelon. There's quite a bit of varieties that now we would have put on the market. Farmers are now at the point where they're comfortable in growing some of these varieties. So our work, although here in Nevis we have not rolled out our full program as yet, we have been doing our work within the background to ensure that when we roll out, things would be up to scratch. We don't have any gaps. We also have been looking for over the past year and a half in terms of prices. Again, that is a significant issue that you have persons crying out on in terms of prices, exorbitant prices for produce. And we are of the view that it doesn't make sense that you have all this production, but still the production is not within reach of the average individual. So some of the things that we are looking at, I could say now, is sensitizing the public as it relates to the average prices that they should be purchasing these vegetables crops for. Here in Nevis, we are looking even beyond 25 by 2025, because we are looking at two crops that we want to be in a more position as it relates to food sovereignty. So we were looking at some additional crops. One, we're looking at bananas. We have been able to do significant work as it relates to bananas over the past few years. It is not one of the crops that are highlighted within our 25 by 25, but we're looking at 25 by 25 and beyond. So we're looking at bananas. We're also looking at breadfruit also, as it relates to having these crops established on the island to ensure that we'll always have food available for our people. We also looking at the root crops such as sweet potatoes. It's a crop that we are going to run closely with the crops for 25 by 25 because of the turnaround time. We may not be able to meet in terms of on a constant basis as it relates to the full subsidy throughout the year. But one of the things that we are guaranteed to do is that within selective months, in terms of during the months of from October, come back around to about April, May. We are hoping that during that period of time, we're able to make our dents as it relates to the reduction of the imports and so forth. We're hoping that we're able to do that by 50%. So again, there's work that we have been doing in the background. It is not fully perfect as yet. We are currently doing some training with our extension officers also. We have been doing that for the past few weeks with our extension officers, where officers are assigned different crops that they will have to monitor the crops from planting to finish. So some of these works in terms of retraining our officers as it relates to the cultivation of these crops. We're training our officers as it relates to utilizing the data in terms of planting, utilizing the data in terms of production, and utilizing the data as it relates to informing our farmers in terms of where the gaps are, where they have to plant, when they have to plant, etc. So we have been doing a lot of homework here on the island of Nevis as relates to our 25 by 2025. But again, we have not fully rolled out our program as yet.
Question, Randy. I know, I just think sometime, it was last night, or something last night I received a water, so that increase in water rate. So,
Yes.
I mean, Mary was reason about this, was asking you, well, how will this affect the 2025 agenda and the cost of food going up? Because I think this is the wrong time to increase water when it's home, especially when it comes to food security, when it comes to farmers and stuff like that. How do you feel about that, and how will this affect, if it will affect the cost of food when it comes to 2025 and farmers in this time, and also lead up to open they took out the price, so going up in March. So I'm looking how will this affect the open day when it comes to prices. I kind of farmers, when something go up, everybody go up with the price at the same time, and what is very essential. So I was hoping when this thing, when I know the Premier had mentioned the increase, but hoping that it would not affect the water when it comes to farmers, but I guess it affect everybody in a sense. How you feel about that?
Yes, water is very critical to the agricultural sector, and I know we'd have had the discussion, and persons would wonder whether or not an increase of water by, I think it's about 25 cents, etc. Should that cause an increase in food? From where we sit, from our department, what we encourage our farmers to do is to take a systematic approach as it relates to the utilization of limited resources, and what is one such limited resources. So before one jump and say we're going to increase our food, a farm now, we as farmers, we as producers need to look at our current system. What is it are we doing? Because sometimes some of us may be paying a water bill, say $800 a month, but is it that the crops that we have, does it really require $800 a month in value in water? So we have been asking our farmers to get involved in technology.
Timers.
I'm utilizing what's available. So you already have the drip irrigation. The timers are there, right? So as opposed to watering your plant, say 1 hour twice per day, where the plant is actually only utilizing 20 minutes out of that 2 hours. Then you utilize your timer and you set it accordingly.
Yes.
We also asking farmers, and you have farmers have been doing that, is to going back to basics in terms of utilizing mulch, whether it's grass, whether it's a ground matting, etc. And all these things would help to reduce your consumption of water over time. So before, as a farmer, before we jump and say, water going up so we can keep up our price. No, sometimes we need to revisit and look to see, okay, what can we do to see how can we reduce our overall expenditure? I think in our conversation is that, for me, from where I sit, I don't think a farmer should just jump up and say, oh, water going up by 25 cents, so I'm going to keep up my food by 50 cents.
Yeah.
Because over the last 2 years, over the last 2.5 years, since COVID.
They get things free and they raise the price.
Since
still.
COVID,
That's the whole point.
the NIA would have granted all farmers on Nevis water free of charge.
And other stuff too.
And you had
labor.
You had labor, you had land prep, you had
Everything.
seeds, you had seedlings.
And what if cost of food went?
You have backhoe service, etc. And government would have provided the service in some cases wire, some cases solar system, etc. Right?
Did they sell the food cheaper?
And this didn't affect the cost of food.
But
It actually sent it up.
That's the whole point.
Right?
So that's crazy, right? You get 100%,
so-
1,000%, and you sell the food more expensive.
So from
I proved that, I had to tell the farmer, I say, let me stop and buy. It's patronized card, like free plow, free seedlings, free labor, free sticks to take the tomatoes,
you.
free
Free
everything,
water,
free
yeah.
water. I said, we're going to sponsor, can the star look nice or whatever? Give let me buy some tomato, $10. You know for what change? $5 a pound for tomato. Madness.
I actually had to tell a farmer that
I said, tell the person, the farmer I say, tell him me say. The tomato is supposed to cost more than $2.50.
No, I actually told a farmer that.
Madness.
I actually told a farmer that in 2022, because I told the farmer I was the one that actually dropped the sticks on your farm.
Okay.
So you didn't have to pay for it.
Yes. Everything free.
Right? So but before our farmers look at the increase in the water rate, I think we need to look at ways that we are spending excess monies as it relates to water. Are we efficiently irrigating, or are we watering, and then make adjustments from there?
Yes. I think as farmers, a lot of water is wasted. Overwatering. You turn on the drip because you don't have irrigation timers. You just leave, go, make a run. I won't come back in a half, but then sometimes you get caught up, you ain't even come back.
Exactly.
So that's why I push, and I think the department need to enforce as much as they can, find ways if they can get the timers and slap it at cheaper. You understand? Whatever
Yes,
it is.
yes.
But the timers are not expensive. They are very, very under 30 years for a timer.
Yes, they're cheap.
Yes,
Timers
so
are cheap. Timers are
I
cheap.
don't see why if a farmer have 4 or 5 plots, get a few timers,
Yes.
and believe me, it works greatly. Everything I do, I tend to use timers because I believe in conserving water.
Yes.
Water is very, very essential. And by expanding, when you come to 2025, you're definitely going to need more water use because you're going to plant more crops. But you have to find different techniques. When you come to mulching, mulching is moving into the arid time, you just get, and the place is breezy, so your evaporation rate going to increase and all this stuff. So you have to monitor the environment, and that will help you find different techniques, mulch, and timers, and giving the plants. Sometimes you might have to turn on and timers will work fine. Even if you go and visit the farm and you really need some more, you can turn on the timer manually and then shut it up. You see what I mean?
Yes.
For extra 5 minutes and then shut it back off, simple as that. But the timers is the key when it comes to moving towards water conservation in a sustainable way. Yes, son?
Yeah, I'm listening. I'm just saying. I think also maybe in terms of the extension team, if there might be 1 or 2 persons who may be able to help the farmers in a way to demonstrate, because I think sometimes telling somebody something, but you should do this or you could do this, versus demonstrating, showing, hey, okay, do this and let's put this together to work, and let's make it happen and show them how it is beneficial, could be instrumental in helping. Because I think the same way I think, and I know that our farmers are great farmers, but there's lack in the sector of treating their skill as a business. You find that is also an area that would need some interest in terms of getting them to embrace the technology, and utilize it and making use of it. So you might need to consider something like that, Randy and the team. The thing is, I realize you gave me a little politician in terms of responding to my question, but I respect that still.
Which one that?
The thing is, the reason why I asked, right, about the Syncits and Nevis involvement is, I guess I could segue into why I came to that conclusion, is because we are seeing a similar scenario in regards to cannabis, where we are seeing the rollout and a lot of things are happening on the Syncits end, but not necessarily on the Nevis end. And so it makes you wonder, even though the 25 by 25 is supposed to be a Syncits Nevis thing, is it really that it's Syncits Nevis just, but Syncits doing their own thing and then Nevis is going to do their own thing? And in regards to the cannabis, it is likewise, or it is a federal thing and they're moving? And maybe you might not be the person to answer that, but especially in regards to the cannabis, in terms of the agricultural side of it, how is it being done? Is it Nevis doing their thing, and then, because I have not, for example, even with the cannabis activity that they had on Syncits, there wasn't necessarily any representation from Nevis or the Nevis agricultural side of it, and we haven't heard anything since, but we have heard more reports from the Syncits end. So just if you can give us a little bit of clarity on that.
On the cannabis or the 25?
The cannabis, yeah, I guess it will fit into that.
Well, from the cannabis point of view, from my knowledge, the event was done by the commission, right, Banky?
The Cannabis Authority.
Yeah, the Cannabis Authority, which Mr. King, I think Mr. King is a member, right?
No, me not a member yet.
Okay, not a member yet. Yeah, but there's a Cannabis Authority that would have put that event on in Syncits. I think is sometime in April.
That went? Which one? The one
No,
here?
April, yeah.
Oh, this will be in April.
Yeah, so there should be one here in Nevis in April.
420.
420.
Yeah. But that would be the real.
Yes.
The one at the Marriott was just
a teaser.
Yes. So
yes.
This would have the different engagement with the policymakers up here, a collaborative effort.
Yes. So you see how that's roll out. Like, for instance, the 25 by 25 also. When we're looking at data in terms of stopping the gaps, what we're looking at is the data on a national level in terms of what is it Syncits can produce, what is it Nevis can produce, and to see now how can how can we produce to prevent or to help to substitute that food that is coming from outside of St. Kitts and Nevis? So it's basically, as I said, it's a St. Kitts Nevis approach. It's just that there are some key things in St. Kitts that may be different to in Nevis. So those key things in St. Kitts is going to iron out those key things in St. Kitts, and Nevis is going to iron out the key things that we have here in Nevis.
Nice. Your son?
Yeah, I am hearing that, but I'm looking still on the ground and I'm seeing something else. Because, for example, in regards to poultry, for example, St. Kitts seems to be on their way, rolling out the poultry side of it, and even some of the areas that Nevis is going to be involved in. So the poultry industry, I mean, it's just kind of confusing, I think, when I look at the holistic approach as it is mentioned. Because, for example, when we look at the key is with the abattoir section, where we're having all of that accolades, where we have developed that sector to a point where it just really need a bit more marketing to get our products in all of the restaurants and stores, and that in a way can help. But we also need to see a bit of that also on the other side. And I think the question the person asks in terms of even taking one product, for example, like mango, and zooming and also creating more value-added products and even seek to market them. Yes, I understand that there will be a focus on creating the national, sustaining us nationally, but also zooming in on value-added and even getting some value-added products out there will also contribute to our sustainability by also bringing in extra foreign exchange. So some of these are some of the answers also to the questions in terms of the angles that we can take to still achieve the same goal of self-sustenance. So okay. I think there is also the need to zoom in on that. But I guess technically from your response, I gather that it seems as if St. Kitts is doing their own thing and Nevis is doing their own thing.
It's a St. Kitts Nevis thing, yes, son.
Yes, so you understand the collaboration. I mean, certain things Nevis will have to tweak, and St. Kitts himself. But I know in St. Kitts they're rolling out some greenhouses and stuff like that. How is that? Is there some gonna share in Nevis? Because I was talking to the PS and stuff like that. When it comes to they have a large amount of greenhouse. How in collaboration any of those greenhouse collaborating negotiating to come over to Nevis? Because that's a new technology, and I know Nevis is the one who is leading in that technology. And have the expertise and a level definitely when it comes to pushing. Because that's going to play a big role in the food security production also. When it comes to a small, intense farm in a smaller space with a greenhouse, 30 by 50 producing the amount of food they have almost up to an acre when it comes to longer harvesting and then in a controlled environment. So that is one of my things. I mean, if Nevis will be getting some of these greenhouses in any when it comes to you all working together.
No, I think the greenhouses in St. Kitts forms part of a specific project there in St. Kitts as it relates to the greenhouse village.
Okay.
So it's part of a specific project. On the side of Nevis, within this year, we should have some additional greenhouses going up in Nevis, but again, the model would be slightly different also here in Nevis.
Okay. And in St. Kitts, the greenhouse, they're going to be in a greenhouse village.
In a village, yes.
But Nevis, most of the greenhouse is personal, and people, personal farmer property and stuff like that. So, and I know in Nevis also, the people who are very responsible. Those and the department itself had give some greenhouses to a few of those.
A few farmers. So some of those greenhouses, some of those greenhouses are up already.
Yes.
Some would, I think it's just about another 2 or 3 needs to be going up. So those will be erected also.
So those greenhouses already putting in food within the community already.
Yes.
And Danny for one, I mean, up and running full speed ahead, producing food. Mackie, of course, and I know Paris is almost like 95%.
95%.
On his way, so in any time now.
Engage will be going up shortly.
Okay, so beautiful.
Etc. So
basically, Navy is almost up to 90%.
Yeah. So as I said, the projects are national projects. It's just that sometimes based on the two islands, the approach may be just a little different.
Of course. Yes, son?
Any updates on the phase 2 of the orchard style farming, or the extra plot that was cleared to be cultivated?
This is going to be a part of 2025 agenda too.
No,
different.
Yeah. Okay. This will be beyond the
2025.
The 25 agenda. But for the second phase, there are some things being finalized. Because coupled with that, there would also be an additional nursery place in Prospect also.
Mm-hmm.
To be able to propagate
stuff for that
plants and so forth specifically for that project.
Okay.
So that project is still ongoing. It also would incorporate parts of New River also.
In New River?
New River also, along with Indian Castle.
So you're doing which one in New River? The next project going to be at?
The upper, by the coconut trees.
So who will be manning these areas?
How many acres is that?
Upper New River is about 6 acres. Yeah.
So anyone who is in charge of these areas to be responsible for these areas?
Yeah, Mr. Reed will be
Steve Reed.
Steve Reed will be dealing with these areas.
Okay. Well, I want to give Mr. Reed my full support, definitely, and commitment. Got to be committed to get these things done, and the team behind of him and the workers. To be on board, because this is really, really serious when it comes to food security and
yes,
getting the farmers and the workers and the team got to be committed. We can do things, we just need the commitment. Because as I said, the department is well trained. The workers, them know their work, but it just need the commitment and the consistency. So
from your vantage point, Randy, the poultry side will be ready for the 25 by 25 agenda?
Yeah, the poultry will be ready. Yeah, the poultry will be ready for 25 by 25. As you know, for the federal minister indicated that when everything roll out, everything should be up and ready by then.
Okay. Yes, and is any comment there? I can't seem to find the Facebook comments. Any comments they need reading?
I don't see anything new here.
Okay, just checking.
Yeah, nothing new here.
All right. Fellows, we have 4 more minutes. Time flies so fast. It's amazing how time flies when you're here just reasoning and having fun. But Chevron, can I say it right?
Yeah.
All right, good.
Yeah. You get it right.
Can you go over what the expo? What some of the activities that will be taking place and what people can look forward to for those who probably just tune in late. And at the same time, when we're getting closer, then you can do a wrap up at the same time.
All right, so the Agri Expo 2024 is Thursday 21st March and Friday 22nd March. This will be held at the ETW Park in Charlestown. The entrance fee is $5. Children in school uniform get in free. And this event is under the patronage of Mrs. Valerie Erminhen Jackson, agro-processor of 30 plus years. And the event will feature a farmers market, food court, technical and food demos, agro-processed goods, ornamental plants, art and craft, a kid zone, petting zoo, domino competition, as well as live entertainment from DJs and a band.
Chevron, hold a minute there. Let me see if this phone call come in. Let me see if... Carla, good evening. Carla, good evening. No. Well, yeah. Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, good evening. Good evening to you and to your panel. I just want to be aware of a little bit more educated on this 2025 vision that everybody has.
Yes.
So, you as a farmer, you have to prepare for when the rain is going to fall.
Mm-hmm.
So your land cultivate any seeds comes in, anybody prepare anything, any preparation, anybody know who's going to be the top farmer, the real farmers, anything done in place, you have any livestock coming in from Barbados or from wherever to fulfill the loss that we have. What are the plans for 2025? Because a lot of people just talking about it. I remember I was calling in for a period of time over 10 years talking about small business, assistance for small business. And then all of a sudden I hear everybody saying small business, and nothing gone in place up to present moment. So I would like to ask your guest, what plans have gone in place for the 2024 vision in 2024? Thank you.
I appreciate it, Carla. And you get a comment?
Yes. Well, as mentioned before, for 2024, some of our work started in 2023 as it relates to, and I just spoke of agricultural imports. Some of our works, again, would have gone into ensure that we have a constant supply of agricultural inputs as it relates to seeds and pesticide, etc. So we have that side of it covered as it relates to the crops, as it relates to the basic inputs. The farmer would have called in. Yes. I know the farmer would have some
animals and stuff like that.
Some challenges also, and that is why we said that not too far from now we'll be having conversations with persons who have leases with agricultural lands. Because there are some persons who have agricultural lands and they're not utilizing the lands, while you have farmers out there who are willing to invest. But because of our current limitation of lands, we are not able to fulfill the requests of some of these farmers. So within our conversation with individuals who have existing lands, some of these lands would have to change in terms of lease agreements from persons who are no longer interested. So we could actually lease our lands to persons who are willing to invest in the sector. Again, I know the caller would have some queries as it relates to lands and so forth, etc. As it relates to the livestock sector, we had, again, just like the inputs, we would have been doing some test run. We had issues in the past that relates to what was known as betical. Now we have a source that we have a constant supply of. It's similar to the betical, which is eptical. We had some issues in terms of the supply of antibiotics. We would have sorted that out. We have a constant supply of new genetics in terms of pigs at this point in time. So for those persons who are interested in pigs, our next rollout would be our small ruminants. The small ruminants may not be able to catch the 25 by 2025, but remember what I mentioned before, we're not just looking at 25 by 25, because looking at 25 by 25 basically means we're just focusing on the year. But we are trying to look at 2025 and beyond. So with the procurement of those small ruminants that we are seeking, goat and sheep, those may not make it into production where we're able to bring in, breed, and sell farmers and have results by the year 2025. But those may give us results by the year 2027, right? So our plan is just not looking at the specific year of 25 by 25, but we're looking to roll out in 2025. But some of our work would have started before. We would have gotten some of our accomplishments in before 25 by 25, as I mentioned, such as our lettuce production. We would have made some significant dent in terms of the importation of lettuce here on the market. And I want to say kudos to persons like Maki, Danny, Richard, and Angela and Williams, etc.,
Yes.
who have been significantly producing lettuce, sometimes stocking the supermarkets twice or three times per day. But as it relates to these small ruminants, it's not a quick turnaround time in terms of 6 weeks, 8 weeks, or 1 year. It's something that we're looking over a 3 to 4 year period. But if again that sector within itself, we have to do a lot of conversation within that sector as it relates to livestock, because some of it will also require an entire cultural change as it relates to some of our farmers, is in terms of having these large numbers, not willing to turn over the numbers, etc. So it is not just an overnight thing, but it's a work in progress. And again, the livestock will take a little longer than the crops, but we are determined to work closely with our livestock farmers, because we don't want to reach 20, 30 case scenario and we're still having the same conversation that we have now. So it's a conversation that we have to start to having with our livestock farmers to see how can we now have some of these farmers revisiting their practices and look at it as a business. If you were to actually look at the stock of Ireland on the stock on the island right now, if farmers actually get up tomorrow and say, you know what, we're going to start to do this thing as a business, of course we could make a significant dent in terms of the importation of meat and mutton.
Of course, I know one of the things I spoke to Gary today. He told me beef is hard to come by.
Yes.
You see what I mean? And the
But
island have cows.
But the island have cow.
Yeah, but they not sell.
Right? There's a lot of sheep and goat walk, but people we're not selling. So if some of our farmers would say, you know what, we're gonna start look at this as a business and not just looking at this to say we have numbers, then our journey towards being a little more sustainable as it relates to mutton would be greater. But again, as I said, it's a journey that we have to take. It will not be overnight, but we have to do it.
You know, Randy, like I was pointing out, I don't think some of the farmers would just get up and do that. That's why I think they may need that kind of assistance to get them to begin to think and see what they're doing as a business. So that intervention possibly is needed from within the ministry. Another question I had for you. I wonder if you consider maybe having another event at some point in the year similar to Agri Expo, or maybe even a smaller version, in an effort to give a similar situation, to give the farmers and producers an opportunity to showcase, their products and meet another audience and so on. And two, in terms of from the exposure that we're getting from ours, we are recognizing that even people from the outside are considering coming in to be a part of our food expo, Agri Expo. And we recognize that there are other regional territories that we have been to and are showcasing our talent and making our presence recognized. For example, we have Emontin, who over the years would have been traveling to Senkwai and, mashing up things in Senkwai, becoming the top farmer in Senkwai for about 13 years back to back. And I noticed this year that St. Kitts would have sent a delegation, or a delegation from St. Kitts would have represented in that expo as well, showing that at least we are still looking to put ourselves out in that market. Are you considering having our people getting more involved in some of these industries? Because I think that way also a lot more people will get a chance to see some of the other products, at least the agro-process side and the manufacturing side of the agriculture, which also can play a very significant role in bringing in revenue and empowering a lot more of our young people.
Yes, it's a good venture. As I said, some of these events, they're somewhat far-fetched in terms of within the Leeward Islands. I don't think any other island within the Leewards have an event on such a magnitude as here in St. Kitts Nevis or in St. Croix. I think the other islands would be like Barbados, Trinidad, Guyana, and Jamaica. I know last year, I think around November, St. Martin would have had an event there in terms of showcasing in St. Martin. Quite a few of our individuals, our agro-processors, would have taken part in that event. So our agro-processors are actually looking at events that they could actually go and showcase and are showcasing themselves. I know there was an event held at Marriott the last year, and we had quite a bit of our agro-processors taking part in that also, until some of them actually have now entered into arrangement with Marriott as it relates to supplying them with products. But as it relates to events such as the Agriculture Expo within the Leewards, you don't have any of that of such magnitude to my knowledge.
And they wrap up one time.
Yeah, well, you know, one of the reasons why I push this so much, I mean, as you can see behind me, you know, is products. I am one of the persons who think and figure that value-added products would be our key. In a lot of cases, we can't afford the mechanization to scale up to the kind of production that is out there in the US, and we don't necessarily have the level of incentives to compete with when some of these guys are doing hectares, we're doing acres, you know?
Sure.
So our competitive edge from my vantage point is to zoom in on value-added products and seeking to make some of them more appealing to the young people, like, you know, the roll-ups, the ice lollies, you know, all of these different little things, like you talked about with the mango and so on.
Mm-hmm.
It's good to develop them and seek to get them more into the local market, and even also to export to regional territories as well. Branding and labeling and packaging and the marketing. That's what I was saying, Chef. You have a huge responsibility, because all of these things are going to be a part of what is going to be expected, because I'm sure that the person who commented on Facebook about asking about your marketing plans is as a result of hearing some of the things that you mentioned earlier, because a lot of people don't know that you guys are actually producing some of these products. So, it will play a critical role, and if they know, a lot more people would seek to get into it or actually even purchase it, and maybe you could be getting it in a lot more supermarkets, a lot more stores, a lot more shops, locally and eventually regionally.
Beautiful. Randy, do you wrap up? We have Sister C about to come and do a little music. I mean, and then, so before you go, do you wrap up anything you want to talk about before you leave, and for those who are listening?
Okay, so Yason would have asked Randy
Yes.
about other events that the Department Ministry of Agriculture have. Well, in October we have the World Food Day,
Yes.
week of activities, and we also have at Culturama time we have the Fruit Festival. So those are some events to look forward to. But going back to the Agri Expo, we're excited, we're ready, plans are moving, and we'd be happy to see everybody there. Once you can make it, just be there.
Beautiful. And keep up the good work, Chef. Randy?
I just want to say good evening to the staff at the Department of Agriculture, our farmers, our agro-processors, and all who are making a significant contribution to food security here in the island of Nevis. I'm just asking them to continue to play their role as it relates to production here on the island of Nevis. We're asking the general public to come out and support the Agricultural Expo like you have been doing over the years. Again, there'll be gate prices as you enter. There'll be a number of gate prices. So as we promote the event more, we have some more light in terms of the gate prices. That once you pay to enter, you automatically enter into a raffle. So we're asking the general public to just come out and support. And as we look for 2025 and beyond, again, I'll listen out more for that from when we're ready to roll out that program.
All right, beautiful. Andy, I want to thank you and Mr. Walwin for being here and giving the general public outlook on what's to come for the Agriculture Expo in the next 5 weeks. Definitely myself looking forward to being part of that event. I mean, it's something I look forward to. It'll be a lot. Sometimes you have to sit down, find an area to sit and just watch on and then get close to the demonstration, the food booth when doing the demonstration, because that used to be a lot of fun. 'Cause then people come around, they get a chance to sample some of the dishes, some of the chef from the hotels, because you have real executive chef from different, some of these top hotels come to showcase their skill sets and stuff like that. So definitely there'll be a lot to look forward to. You have different vendors doing all kind of different stuff. I mean, it'll be really, really amazing and to see. I mean, behind this scene, people just come and do, but they don't know what it takes to put these events together. Yeah. It's a lot for a small department with a team to come up and put such a large event together in for 2 days, and then when you look within a week time, the event is like not never ever exist.
A week time
In
by the
days.
Monday. By the Monday.
You know what I'm saying? You mean it's amazing. So the department definitely gotta be commended along with the staff and all who take part doing this over the years. It take time, it take commitment and dedication. So and for the farmers and all those who take part also. So as you see, I think it shows that people be making some money at the same time. People being educated, and people want to be a part of it because they realize the event really is advertised and people will have that interest. So the department and the ministry really gotta give themselves a tap on the back sometimes. Sometimes you look at things, ain't nothing is perfect in a sense how you look at things, but it take struggle here and there to get, but it comes off. It always comes off well, and at the end of the day, the community enjoy.
Yes.
And the response. I mean, one guy told me, buy the most money I ever make. You understand? I think I'm gonna make this and a triple million. You see what I mean? So in 2 days, some people make $10,000-$15,000 and way more than that. So it's a beautiful thing that the department can bring these events, and the people from the general public, you can come and spend the $200-$300 for 2 days, and then you make thousands of dollars from your product. So it's something that people look forward to, and as Yason said, so I mean, because this is the 50th anniversary, I was wondering if some event with the food fair, say where they have the food fair by the park, is any kind of collaboration with like how a totally fun setup where you have the food fair, selling the fresh food, but you could still have farmers selling. I'm not sure how for this 50 yet. I'm not sure.
Well, for the 50, we have some things in store as it relates to different farm tours,
Okay.
etc. and so forth for the 50.
All right, no problem.
Yeah.
But definitely, I want to thank you, Mr. Walwi, for coming in again and being a part of the Everything Agriculture Show and educating the public when it comes to 2025 and all the work the department been doing. And I want to encourage all who the sound of my voice. I mean, once you can make it, support the Agricultural Expo. And the date is the 21st and 22nd of March. That is just in the next couple of days. Yes, son? We're going to say no, we're going to definitely.
I'm going to wrap up with the few last comments on the Facebook wall as well.
Yes.
Arvin was saying that that's true. Yes, and she was agreeing with the fact that we need to promote a bit more of the agro-processed products and the things that we're doing.
Yes.
As she said, she heard about the smoked meats and everything agriculture. So prior
Beautiful.
to that, they wouldn't have known that some of these products are available. So that's one of the things that they're highlighting, promoting a lot of the things that we're doing and
Nice.
put it out there so that the public can know that these things are available. And then we had Trevor Cornelius said, I must admit that this 25 by 25 hit is just a slogan. The problems we are having 15 years ago, it is worse than today, and we should have been already starting to move. He said again, personal agriculture farmers are doing much better than the government agriculture workers. The government has no purpose for the island's agricultural workers. Agriculture is a great talking point, no movement. As we're wrapping up, this is one of the things that I observe as I am listening to the debate throughout the Federation, and this is not necessarily just in relation to NIA, but there seems to be a serious disconnect between the farmers and the administration or the ministry. So you would hear in some cases, whether it's the minister, the federal minister, or the federal PS in most cases, would come to the media and they would highlight some of the things that they're doing and, in some cases seek to do some damage control in regards to some of the queries and disagreements and disgruntled positions of some of the farmers, especially on the St. Kitts end. And then was now presenting their side of the story, and you get a similar scenario here on Nevis as well. So I'm wondering if there is going to be a possibility of having some of these open discussions where, like, maybe we could have a panel here, we could have 1 or 2 farmers as well as maybe the minister, the PS and so on, to instead of having this one side giving one side of the story and another side giving another story, and it seems as if we are not connected. And I think personally these issues need to really be addressed, because at the end of the day, the farmers are the major critical stakeholders in achieving, whether it's 25 by 25 or food security on a whole. And sorry to be ending on this kind of sad, kind of note, but when I look at what's going on, you look at how farmers standing up in France and you know what I mean, the power of farmers together is critical and they can stop, you know what I mean? So it's significant. I'm bringing that to the fore to say that it's really important to take a listen to them and really see how y'all can fix and work out this, not just for 25 by 25, but for the future of agriculture. And this is something that I am passionate about. I mean, that this is not just talking. I want the talk in terms of agriculture. So I really would love to see the best for us and St. Kitts and Nevis where that is concerned. So I give thanks and I look forward to playing my role as well in terms of improving agriculture and the industry nationally, regionally, and globally. So give thanks, Randy, give thanks, Chev, Banky, for the opportunity to be here in another edition of Everything Agriculture.
Yes, sir.
The listening public, those on Facebook, those listening via the BVI link up, Flow and Digicel link up, give thanks, and we look forward to another edition. Next week, remember, Everything Cannabis next week, and we should be having a very, very interesting discussion. We should be teaming up with Real Entertainment TV, the young guys, Alan and Ira and Reese and Wootop, and so it's going to be a very interesting collaboration. I am hoping to also have a special guest. Got to line that up. We're looking at cementing that, so that's something definitely to look out for next week's edition of Everything Agriculture. Until then, enough respect.
Yes, folks, greatly appreciate you guys tuning in, and sisters are lining up to come give you guys some nice mellow music. And for those coming in and hosting this show, the cell phone, what I realized, when I answer, you're not hearing anything, so what I do, just press speaker. I'm put it by the mic and it works. I've been listening to other talk shows saying, I work, but I just use things differently. If I work when you come press speaker, then that will tell if the phone working. And you hear you all hear clearly, right?
Yes.
That's all it is. So anybody doing the show after me and doing so, then if you're coming in and doing any show, your show tomorrow and any problem with the cell phone, just press the speaker and call them the same thing, and those are coming in. So yes, so enough respect. Greatly appreciate you. You hold on the fort as usual, and we continue next week Tuesday. We continue doing this as usual. Randy, greatly appreciate the guys tuning in, coming in the studio and being a part of the Everything Agriculture show and giving the information to the listening audience. Okay. Remember, tomorrow you have business strategies for business by Danny Atherton. So, folks, until next week Tuesday, enjoy your guys' self.
Thank you.
Okay. You're playing. Going on here. All right. Seem to have a little hiccup here. Ain't nothing name playing. I ain't no going on here right now.
Yeah, well, enough respect, Danny Atherton. Make sure you all come in and learn about business plans, how to set up your business. And as we're talking about that, farmers, I think you should use this opportunity to take the free advice. Danny is a farmer himself.
Yes.
And as we're talking and pointing out here, that is one of the weak points we have as farmers. I think you should take that opportunity to learn as much as possible about setting up your farm as a business, learn about the things that you would need to do to get that and to achieve that. And I really, really hope that a lot more people can, zoom into Danny and what he is offering. A real vital, position he has taken to provide this information for you.
Yep.
These are, things that you pay consultants thousands and thousands of dollars for. So I think you should zoom in and take the opportunity. Enough respect, Danny.
Yeah, I seem to have a little hiccup here. The main screen seems to be sticking, so can't get nothing.
Maybe we're still supposed to talk everything agriculture. So maybe I will use this point to take this time to drop in something that I didn't remember, right? As we're talking about food security, how serious it is, right? I don't know if you saw this thing, Banky, where they're now adding some genes of fish and cow beef to rice. So soon, even your rice is not going to be natural anymore. So you're having lab meats that are developed in labs, and you're having now veggies that are being changed. And they're arguing that, you can now have rice as just a complete meal because it would have its own proteins and other nutrient sources and so on. Now, a lot of these things are playing out there, and this is one of the reasons why it is so critical for a lot of us to embrace farming, whether it's your own little backyard garden, seriously taking your food seriously, because even the veggies, you're not even sure if you are eating a real veggie. You may go to the supermarket and say, okay, I'm changing my diet, I'm eating vegan. And then you go to the supermarket and the apple is not a real apple, and the pear is not a real pear, and your rice is not a real rice grown. It might be grown naturally, but it's spiked differently. And so with these serious things that are going on out there, I think as a people, we have to seriously understand the position that we have at this point. And I think another thing, as I said that, because the critical part of this, I don't know if Randy and the department has seriously begun to look into this, but creating a seed bank. We have to start to seriously consider having a seed bank. Start to grow and put aside a certain section of the crop just to get back your seeds, because we're having some issues. They want to genetically modify the seeds, and you can't be in a position where you can't sustain yourself because you have to go and buy seeds to continue production. That is madness. So I hope the department, whether it's locally or federally, is seriously considering storing their heirloom seeds, have a seed bank, because of some of the issues we're having globally. So Randy, I don't know if that is something you have in consideration, but it is definitely something that we seriously should consider.
Yes, I strongly agree with you. There are seeds that we have already been retaining. There are some of the crops we haven't started with as yet, but there are some seeds that we already are retaining. There are some farmers who are already retaining seeds also. The comment that you made in terms of with the rice, etc. Again, hence why we would have had 2 additional crops. As I said, that they may not fall within the 25 by 25, but they go beyond, which is the bananas and the breadfruit, because we believe that these crops would be able to sustain us as we move forward. Additional crops would be added also.
Nice, and those are better alternative starch-based and more nutritional at the end of the day. So give thanks.
Yeah, no problem.
Business owners and entrepreneurs, don't miss this week's edition of Strategies for Business Success right here on 2020 Vision Radio with business development advocate Daniel Arterton. Each week, Danny will build on a foundation to ensure your success in business. Being in business can be daunting, and Strategies for Business Success can help you avoid the pitfalls. Join Danny every Wednesday night at 7 right here on 2020 Vision Radio.